Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Tanya and today we are going to Uzhhorod, Zakarpattia region, Ukraine. Being one of the smallest centers in Ukraine, it is yet one of the most interesting. Probably it will be hard for you to believe, but Uzhhorod, as well as Rome, Prague and Barcelona and Istanbul, was built on 7 hills. And let's begin our visit to Uzhhorod from visiting its castle, which dates back to 13th century, and of course, as in any castle, there is a legend connected to it about the White Lady, the spirit of White Lady who comes out at night and asks for forgiveness from her father. She betrayed him by giving out the secret way to invade the castle to the enemy, because she fell in love with the enemy and the father punished her by putting her in one of the walls of the castle alive. And just right next to the castle there is an open-air museum which used to be called as the Witches' Valley because witches were burned there. So here at the local architecture museum, we, together with this fancy cat, are gonna make a short excursion on the constructions brought from the whole Carpathians. You will see what type of houses were built in the past centuries. Yes. The houses that you can find in this museum are all original, brought from the villages in the Carpathian Mountains, and some of them date back to 17th, 18th, 19th century. The weather was not so favorable today, and I really thought I'm not gonna make it. Except the houses, you can find the original church here in this area. The tradition of construction of such wooden churches is very old, and they are constructed without a single nail. This open-air museum is a great place if you want to have a walk, especially if you are coming off the tourist season. There is a joke here in Zakarpattia, that's how the region is called, that those who lived here in the 20th century did not move out from the region, but they lived in 5 different states. As Zakarpattia was switched from country to country and in the end appeared to be part of Soviet Union, and now it is a part of Ukraine. This particular house is interesting. It belongs to the culture of Huzuls. This house is called Hrajda. It is very special because inside of this house you can find a yard. Ethnicity of Huzuls live in the mountains of Carpathians, and as you see, this is a closed yard house with 2 premises, actually 3 premises. One is the actual living premises, and the other premise is where they kept food for the animals, and the animals, mainly sheep. Zakarpattia is a mix of nationalities. There are more than 100 nationalities living in this area. Ukrainians, of course, Hungarians, Romanians, Czechs, Slovaks, and this all influences the culture, the cuisine, the tradition. It's a great mix and a great example how people of different nationalities and cultures can coexist and live friendly together. When you walk around this museum, you will understand that you are basically walking in one village, but with just different houses. And after the museum, it's nice to have a walk around the city, which is built on river Uж, and it's located on both sides of this river. When you walk around the city center, pay attention to mini sculptures which are located all over the city center, on the bridge, on the embankment. Basically, pay attention, there are a lot of them. If you enjoy walking, you will find Uzhhorod a pleasant place for that, as it has the longest embankment in Europe, Linden embankment. They say that István Laudon presented this embankment to his fiancée on the day of their marriage. You can enjoy walking on this longest embankment, which is 2 kilometers and 200 meters, and it is pleasantly blossoming in summer. The city center of Uzhhorod is old as well. It is paved, so high heels are not very recommended here. Beautiful synagogue, which was turned into the Philharmonic Theater. You can go inside for an excursion only if you are 5 people, or you can visit a concert by buying a ticket. And of course, a famous monument to Dядя Коля, Uncle Коля. He was a lamplighter and performed his duties for several decades, and citizens were so grateful to him that installed a monument to his honor. Walking is good, but lunch should be according to the schedule. When you are in Uzhhorod, I suggest you going to this restaurant by the castle. They offer a huge variety of dishes, tasty dishes, and the view is fantastic, especially if you sit on a terrace. And this is the view. I personally ordered something that I like here very much: avocado salad and catfish. Inside, the restaurant looks very classy. Zakarpattia is very famous all over Ukraine for its wine production, and there is a legend connected to it as well. Zeus got angry on Vak. He was the god of wine and god of entertainment, and he sent him all the way to Carpathians. Vak brought with him grapes. He planted grapes here. He taught the people to grow grapes and to make wine out of it. And since then, people are making wine here. And of course, Uzhhorod is famous for its own cake. They produce it here in this coffee shop, which is called Stefania. And the cake is extremely delicious. It is very creamy and soft and tasty. Highly recommended for you to try as well. Here I took you to the Carpathian Regional Art Museum, and to my humble opinion, this is one of the most beautiful spots to visit in Uzhhorod, as the collection of artworks is just fascinating. Let's go. In this building of the museum, there used to be City Hall during Austro-Hungarian times. The exposition of the museum offers artworks of Ukrainian famous national writer and poet Taras Shevchenko, as well as famous artist Ivan Aivazovsky. 2 of his artworks are located here. There are artworks as well of famous Ukrainian artists, as well as artists from Western Europe, as well as Russian artists. This is artwork of Ivan Shishkin, for example. My favorite in this exposition of the museum are the artworks of Mykola Hlushchenko, who is famous Ukrainian spy and an artist who lived in France, and his biography is just fascinating. I'm visiting this museum for the third time, and each time it is a great pleasure. Thanks for watching the video. Come to Ukraine and comment if you liked it.